Let's do 1716, which is round trip loads. This is one that we've had quite a few customer requests on, and essentially it's pretty simple, but it's super important for customers that do this type of move within their business. So essentially what it is picking up at an origin, and then you're also going to deliver at that same location. So for example, you're picking up at Revenova, and then you make a couple stops within that move to get more freight or deliver some freight, but then you have to deliver or end back at Revenova. So that's why we call it round trip, because you're going back to the origin. And previously it wasn't supported in the TMS, so users could build the load, but then they wouldn't be able to accurately track or build invoices or freight plans. So this is now enabling that throughout the TMS. Drayage, it's super common because you're moving the equipment back to origin, so you need to be able to properly cost allocate for the equipment and the chassis. So the actual container and then the chassis, you want to account for that move back to the origin location where you got the container and the chassis. So that's one use case. We also had some customers that weren't able to actually bring on new business because of this limitation. So it's just definitely something that's common in the marketplace. So we wanted to make sure we were able to enable it within the system so people didn't have to build two separate loads. It's simple and sweet, and it kind of is what it is. So we think we covered most of it. I think the only area for enhancement is we supported it for the partners that currently support it. So our tracking providers like MacroPoint, P44, and 4Kites do support that. So we updated our APIs to make sure that when we send the load information and then we get the tracking information back, we're updating the correct stops within that load. Because obviously if it picked up at origin, we don't want to be marking a pickup at delivery. So that's fully supported in the system, but there are partners that we currently have today that don't support round trip. So that might be an area of an improvement down the line. Once a partner improves their API or updates their API, we can adjust to actually enable that partnership to include round trip loads as well. We've had customers that have had to do custom work to kind of work around the constraints. So everyone's excited, and I think it'll just help us in the marketplace bring on new customers that maybe were having to do more manual work before to enable this type of load. We'll just be able to do it a lot easier and simpler. So I think people are going to be excited about it, but it's just kind of a short, simple PI that I think people will use every day.